my name is Rifty Mayes under Rifty in game, and I play top lane for MnM. The first way that I got into gaming, or the first method, I suppose, is when my dad brought home this big, chunky, white, CRT, I think they were called monitors, the big things you get in the 90s, I was so hyped for it, I ended up setting it up without him when I was about 10 or so. This was, what, like 11 years ago? I set it up without him, and he brought home a game as well, and it was one of the RTS games, Dawn of War. It was the first game I ever played, and I spent so many bloody hours into that game, like, it was insane. When I was going into high school, this was probably when I was around 12, I got bored of browser games and the likes of that, so I started looking for a new game. Now, I had a laptop from the school that couldn't run anything, okay? So I was looking for a game that could run. Eventually I saw an advert for League of Legends, right? I was like, oh, this is interesting, looks better than browser games at least. So I ended up downloading it. And as long as there wasn't a Carthus in the game, I could run it, which was absolutely great. Flooded around a few competitive teams, not anything too major, not really the sort of person to dedicate much time into this, but eventually I ended up on a team called MnM. I think it was a friend who told me about the trials for it, where definitely our strongest team that I've been on, I'd say. We ended up taking a really good team called Renegades Banditos to 5 games at an ice series, one of which I can't remember, but we ended up losing to them, but oh, everyone was so happy. We were screaming during that game, but unfortunately we did lose, but I don't think anyone cared. After the ESL Prem, unfortunately, MnM, the owner, ended up deciding to dissolve the organisation. He wanted to pursue other stuff. Fair play to him, really. Unfortunately, though, that ended up leaving us without an org, so we had to find a new one. I can't remember how. I think it was Haddo or someone ended up getting in contact with an organisation called Molotovs and Marshmallows. Eventually, at some point, I ended up leaving MnM. I wanted to just do some new things, try some new experiences. I'd been with MnM for quite a while, it was a fun time, but I wanted to try something new. For the next ESL Prem, I ended up playing under a team called Epiphany Bolt, which, as a lot of people remember, has the best goddamn t-shirts in the world, best jerseys. I remember after losing, I think this was a month or two after, I suppose, I actually got approached back to join MnM as their top laner. I knew the org, I knew the players. Yeah, why not? So I said yeah. Being at the boot camp house is great, to be honest. There's still some issues. Obviously, it's not a mansion, you know what I mean? Living in a house with 8 guys or so eventually is interesting, to say the least. I really wish the UK had more stuff like this, In terms of CSQ and where I think we stand, there are definitely some strong teams, really strong teams actually, but there are also some that I'm a bit iffy on. So in terms of where we're going to end up, I think anything's possible by this point, and so many people have poured so many resources into this, the gaming house tonight. We've got Cal and Daniel doing so much for us, the MnM owners. We've got Stormforce providing us with amazing goddamn computers to stream and play on. Oh, there's so much going into this that I really hope we give them a good showing.